Welcome to KGSM-TV. I'm Zoe Jones.
And I'm Brene Tate.
Today we have a lot of information for you guys about emotional support animals on campus, the athletic director search, and a holiday open house here in St. Joe.
But first, KGSM-TV's Kenny G got a chance to attend this month's International Cooking Fair.
So this is the pickle and this is the bulldog.
The Center for Student Involvement for Diversity and Inclusion held its international cooking class in the Commons of the Res Life, teaching students how to make a popular Korean dish, kimbap. The South Korean sushi roll consists of cooked rice, vegetables, and a variety of proteins. And while many students were first-time itamais, a common Japanese title for sushi roll,
I'm just winging it right now, man.
they laughed and bonded over this experience together.
I was very surprised. Everybody came, hasn't left yet. Did you notice? They're making a friendship, and this is wonderful.
I like to come here and share new experiences and a little bit more of other cultures and meeting new people that I can share these interests with and whatnot.
For those interested in more of these events like these, be sure to attend the events each month.
As finals get ready to come around, many people on campus are dealing with the stress that comes with it. But for some folks on campus, they have some furry friends helping them through it. There are roughly 15 to 20 emotional support animals on campus this semester. The ESAs have no extra charge when applying to be in the dorms, but students do have to sign agreements to fix any damages the animals may cause. To start your journey with your ESA, you can reach out to the Accessibility Resource Center. The biggest tip for those wanting to start this process is to make sure you get all the official paperwork.
In the hierarchy of, animals, you have service animals, which provide a service, so that's the top of the hierarchy. Emotional support animals are in the middle, and then you have pets. Pets aren't allowed, but emotional support animals, you need that doctor documentation, a certification from an online company. Don't waste your money, please.
Anyone with any questions on emotional support animals should reach out to Mike Ritter in the Accessibility Resource Center.
More on the holiday open house and the new director search after this.
Right.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
I don't know about you, but this is my favorite time of the year when we go straight from Halloween right into Christmas.
Yeah, but we can't skip over Thanksgiving. That's a good one. But it looks like we're not the only ones excited for the holiday season. Ren Springer gives us a closer look on a local business here in St. Joe.
Juniper Lane is a newly opened seasonal store in downtown St. Joe. For this season, they have all their Christmas items in. But for each season, they have new things in the store. They have exclusive items, so you better buy your purchase as soon as possible.
Usually how we do it is we shut down for the week. This took us about 4 days to completely reflip and redesign the whole store. It's a huge process for us.
The store is one of a kind.
We really have a good mix in our store. It's not just one style, so I think we can hit a lot of people's tastes. We also, like I said, we're limited quantity, and so we don't pull in 100 of an item. It's something that you can come in and find a piece, and you may come back next week and it's not here.
The store is for all ages.
My favorite thing about the store is that everything has a perfect place and that they're very inviting to you when you walk in.
Juniper Lane may be newly opened, but the shop is one of a kind.
We've only had just positive feedback since we opened our doors. We were nervous, sure. We happened to open during a time kind of when the pandemic was at its peak. But we haven't had anything but just positive feedback, and we see growth every week.
I'm Ren Springer, reporting for KGSM-TV.
For those wanting to learn more about Juniper Lane, you can contact Jamie Donaldson or Ashley Hess.
A student-athlete organization is returning this year after being canceled during the COVID year. The Fellowship of Christian Athletes is a Christian sports ministry of coaches and athletes that meet every week to talk about different topics that deal with their faith. As FCA meetings begin, members walk in and start eating and get to socialize with those around them. They introduce themselves to the whole group and announce what's the topic for the day. After this, athletes break it off into smaller groups with a topic in mind of what to discuss. After the separate groups are done meeting, they come together and explain what they learned from each other. The FCA leader explains to us why this organization is so important.
So this club was made just as like a, it's kind of just a medium ground between church and just kind of like your own Bible study, right? So a lot of the questions that I put together in this is just basic Bible study questions, and then we just as a group to kind of discuss it. So it's just a group of friends that like to get together and read the Bible.
FCA meets every week on Wednesdays at 7:30 p.m. in the JISC and is welcoming new members each week.
Missouri Western Athletics paused its search for a new athletics director. After 3 months of searching, the decision had been narrowed down to 3 finalists, but in the end, none of the finalists were chosen for the selection of this position. The search will resume in the spring, and reporter Trinity Knapp brings us the story.
I don't settle. I'm looking for the best and the brightest and the one with the most professionalism and polish and who can take athletics from this great place of where we are to take it even further. And so it just seemed like we hadn't found the right person. We were close, but not right where we wanted to be.
The AD search had been narrowed down to 3 finalists: Rachel Burleson, Dwight Marilette, and Joel Lucan. While those 3 were chosen for the final round of interviews, none of them were selected to fill the position. Dr. Kennedy and her team decided to pause the search for now and start the search back up in the spring. Dr. Kennedy is not the only person who sees the significance of this decision. Student athletes see how this decision will affect the future of the university.
Athletics is like the front porch to Missouri Western, and it's like a big part of this campus, and we bring in a lot of money, and people get excited about going to football games and stuff, and so making sure that athletics stays a strong part will help the university as a whole.
Finding a new AD is something that Dr. Kennedy is taking very seriously. Both her and her staff are looking forward to completing the search in the future.
There's actually a season to finding athletic directors, and that spring semesters are generally more productive because it's easier for athletic directors to say, well, I'll finish this semester, I'll come out of where we're going in terms of looking for a new position, and then I'll be able to start in the summer.
Student athletes see their future connected to the experience they will have with the new AD.
SAC was able to interview the candidates, and I would love for every athlete to be able to at least get to meet them, because this is our athletic experience. We came to this university because we thought it's something special, and we want someone special here with us.
For KGSM-TV, I'm Trinity Knapp.
For more information, check out the Missouri Western Athletic Department's website at missouriwestern.edu.
The Missouri Western football team rang the bell with a 59-28 win against Central Missouri during their senior night game last week. Our own Jaden Miller brings us the story.
After a season off due to COVID, the Missouri Western football team was happy to get back on the field. The Griffs led the game until the ending of the second quarter when the two teams tied. However, Mo West picked back up where they left off, and after a touchdown or two, were back in the lead. During halftime, the band and color guard entered the field for their performance of songs including Bully by Shinedown and Crazy Train by Ozzy Osbourne. After the show, seniors walked off the field, leaving their marching shoes behind as a placeholder of the time they dedicated to the university and the marching band itself. The Mystics dance team and MWSU cheerleaders also had a chance to honor their seniors on the field with flowers and their family hand in hand. These girls were recognized over the speakers along with information of their time on the team and their plans for the future. As the players re-entered the field, they were determined to end the season on a good note, and that is exactly what they did.
It was senior day, you got to play, send these kids. This is the last time they got to play in Spratt Stadium, forever. And so it's meaningful to get a win. I know for them it's meaningful for me too, and just a great experience all around.
After the crushing win, the MWSU football seniors headed towards the bell for a final home ring. Their last game this season is an away game against Lincoln on November 13th at 11 a.m.
Our last game, we just need to come out as a whole team fully, from the first half to the end, just ball out. And then for the next season, we tearing the whole league up.
Be sure to come out tomorrow and give the Griffin seniors a send-off to remember. Reporting for KGSM-TV, I'm Jaden Miller.
Good luck to the Griffs tomorrow as they play their final game of the season against Lincoln University.
All right, well, that's all we have for you guys today. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Check us out on YouTube and Facebook at KGSM-TV.